welcome. In this video we will be talking about one very important concept of calculus, which is the Taylor series. So this video will cover what the actual Taylor series is, where it is used for, and then of course we will try to implement this series in Python. Okay, so in mathematics, the Taylor series of a function is just an infinite sum of terms. Let's call these terms Taylor terms. They are expressed in the form of the function's derivative at a single point A. This allows us to write any sorts of function in a polynomial form. So basically take a function that is infinitely differentiable, for example cosine of x. Let's say we want to write down its development, its Taylor development. The thing we gotta do is to evaluate each term of the Taylor series with the formula right here. Then we try to find some sort of pattern with these terms, and we try to write it down in a form of a sum. Now, where can we use the Taylor series and where do we find it anyway? So, the Taylor series is actually very useful as it is used by computer programs to compute the value of all sorts of functions, as we saw previously with the cosine. It's also used to approximate the integral and derivative thanks to its polynomial form, because it's easier to integrate a polynomial than it is for the other functions, for example ln and exponent and so on. The most common example of the Taylor series would be the calculator, the regular calculator. Whenever you use a calculator to compute the cosine, log, expo, or basically any function there, note that it is doing so thanks to the Taylor series. So thank you, Mr. Tyler, for saving us in our engineering finals. Now that we've talked a bit about the Taylor series and its usage, we can finally get to program it. So I'll see you in my Visual Studio Code interface. So here we are in our Visual Studio Code interface as always. And since we are going to deal with vectors and functions and so on, we are going to import the NumPy module. So import NumPy as np. We are going to generate our x vector with the linspace function, starting from 0 ending with 10 across 100 values. And then we initialize our cosine, self-generated cosine function, which will be y. So np dot zeros having the length of x. So this will generate a vector of zeros with the dimension as x does, and this generates a vector starting from 0 ending with 10 across 100 values. Okay. Now we are going to compute the terms of Taylor. So we are going to make a for loop for n in range of 0 and 10. So this is the number of terms we are going to compute, like so. Then let's make a variable called Taylor term, which will be equal to what? So this is equal to the Taylor coefficient we talked about. And for example, for the cosine function, it's this one right here. So it's minus 1 to the power of n, then x to the power of 2n over 2n factorial. Okay, so let's add this here. It's minus 1 to the power of n, then times x to the power of 2 times n over factorial of 2n. Now, of course, we have to import the factorial function. So we come back here and then make a from math import factorial, like so. Okay, and now we have to mimic the sum feature. One way to do so, we can do the following. So y will be equal to np.add y, and then Tyler term. So we're using the NumPy module. There is a function to add two vectors. So we are adding y to the Tyler term, and we affect it to the new value of y, so that we can mimic a bit the sum. Okay, and it's basically all we need to compute the Tyler series for the cos across 10 terms. Now if we print y, we are going to see something quite weird. We can see that there is kind of weird values here, like 8, -8, and then 34 and so on, whereas the cosine should be greater or less than -1 and +1. So to actually understand it, let me actually use the matplotlib module library to plot what is happening. Okay, so now we should have everything we need. So what I did is I created a figure right here, and then in each iteration we update our plot with the new value of y, which is this one right here. We set some labels, so x and then cos of x, and then we set the limits of the axis, so xlim, which will be the minimum of x, which is 0, and the maximum, which will be 10. And the limit of y will be -2 and 2, and then we grid, we draw, we pause it for 50 milliseconds, and then we go back again. So what we can do is add a title, axis.set title terms. Just do something simple like those, and then dot format n+1, because it starts from 0. So we need n+1 terms. Okay, and let's run this. As you can see, this is for 1 term, 4 terms, 6 terms, 7 terms, and then 10 terms. This sort of looks like the cos function, but you can see that it starts vanishing for 10 terms. So let's actually change this to -10, so we can see it even better. This, we rerun this. Now you can see that this is generating the function with only 10 terms. It sort of looks like the cos function, but not quite. One way we can change this is just increase the number of terms we're computing. Let's say 40 terms. Close this, and then we rerun it. And then there we go. We can see that it's slowly building up the cosine function we wanted. It starts converging, of course, between -10 and 10. We can also compare it with the cosine function. So let's try and do it like right now. So let's call it y cos will be equal to np.cos of x. Okay. And then what we can do is print. We want going to print, so np.add, add the generated series, so the y, and we want to add it minus y cos. Okay, so this technically will print the error between the values. We close this. Okay. So it has to first do all the terms and then reach this line of code right here. So we're going to wait. And here you can see, so this is the difference that there is between the generated vector with the Taylor series and the actual cos function, which this one in itself uses Taylor series as well, so it's kind of paradoxical, but let's just say that it's very similar to each other. So the error between it goes to e to the power of minus 13, which is very small, even minus 16. So yeah, this was basically a quick and easy implementation of the Tyler series with Python. So yeah, thank you for watching this video. This has been my third video of this channel. I really enjoy making them, so consider subscribing if you want to see more, and see ya!